Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Adventure Chapter channel. Today we'll be covering day 3 of our Tour de Mont Blanc trek, a day that took us from Les Contamines to Refuge Les Mottets via the Col du Bonhomme variant. This journey covered 13 miles and was the most challenging yet, but also had some great rewards. Come along and join us for the journey.
On the morning of day 3, we headed down to the main street of Les Contamines to join the trail. Notice the church clock reads 10 minutes till 8. We always tried to be on the trail by 8 a.m.
The trail from Les Contamines is very flat and easy for the first couple of miles. In fact, it passes through a public park. At the end of this flat journey is the Notre Dame de la Gorge Church. We stopped and spent a few minutes admiring this beautiful old church before the real hiking for the day would begin.
After the trail leaves the church, it goes up what is known as the Via Roma, or Roman Road. The trail becomes markedly steeper and more difficult at this point. Not far up the trail, you cross an iconic old bridge that's known as the Pont Roman or Roman Bridge.
It was at this point we began to realize that the trail was much more crowded this morning. At times it was almost like we were in a line of people. We later discovered that this part of the trail was part of a popular overnight and day hike trail up to Lac Gilvet. After the fork of that trail, the traffic became much more normal.
Bonjour, ladies. Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour.
The next landmark that we came by was Refuge Les Mottets, which you can just see the top of here. And then a little bit later we passed Plan Gilvet, which is where the fork in the trail was, where the day hikers and overnight hikers to Lac Gilvet would leave us. If you can get past the ugly fella in this panorama, you can see some lovely views, and also here at the Plan des Dames, you can see a pile of stones where tradition says an English lady died in a storm. Hikers have been throwing stones on this pile as a tribute to her for many years. If you've seen very many TMB videos, you've probably seen this pile of stones before. There was great satisfaction in reaching our first col of the day, Col du Bonhomme. At 7,500 feet above sea level, this col has an old wooden shelter that I'm sure has been a welcome sight to weary hikers during bad weather. But on this day, there was nothing to be had but wonderful panoramic views.
While in the col, we took the opportunity to rest a while and have an energy bar before starting to Col du Bonhomme and then on to Col des Fours. We knew we had a lot of hiking still left in our day.
The trail over to Col du Bonhomme is little more than a rock scramble in many places. We made it over to the col, however, and many of the folks that we were hiking with stopped off to stay at the refuge near there. We still had one more pull up to Col des Fours, which at just over 8,700 feet above sea level was our highest point on the TMB.
We now began the rocky descent down to Refuge Les Mottets. We knew our work was not over because we had about 4 miles to go before our day would end.
Refuge Les Mottets was a welcome sight to us after our 13-mile day. We only stayed in a couple of refuges on our trek, but we really enjoyed Les Mottets.